Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to talk about isolating an objection. That's another very, very important component of overcoming objections. I hope you enjoy the video. I've talked in the past about when an objection from a client is brought up, smile and validate that objection. Make the client feel heard. But then you need to isolate the objection. So if you're trying to sell a car to somebody, and it's Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones doesn't want to buy the car right now, and you've laid out all the value, you've laid out some alternative deals to help him out with the down payment or the financing, getting that monthly payment locked in, whatever it is, and then it comes time to sign, and Mr. Jones says, well, I'd like to talk this over with my wife. Immediately hone in on that objection. Totally understand, this is a big purchase. Totally get it. No rush from me. I want you to make a decision that you feel is best for you. Is your wife going to be available later today or tomorrow or on the weekend? So isolate that objection, get an answer back. Oh, she'll be available, but she works late. Well, I'll be in on Saturdays. Does she work on Saturdays? So hear and isolate that objection. Make sure the objection is real. So flesh the objection out. Get the client talking. Remember, in sales and service, you need to do 90% listening, 10% talking. Why is that? Most people love to talk. Think about the person in your life who you love the most. It's probably your mom. And when you explain all of your concerns, everything that's gone wrong or right, your mom, what does she do? She probably just listens to you. If you think about the people in your life who you like the most, they're probably really good listeners. So you, as an aspiring sales professional, need to hone the craft of listening, active listening, and repeating back to the client the concern. So I'd like to talk this over with my wife. Mr. Jones, totally understand. Sounds like you'd like to discuss this with your wife. Make sure you're making a solid financial decision, and I totally support that. I'd be happy to put together a presentation, and if she's working late and not able to come in on a Saturday, Mr. Jones, if I can put together a Zoom or a presentation for you and your wife to go through, and then I can walk you through it so she doesn't even have to come into the dealership, is that something that you'd be interested in? If you're able to frame the deal in that way, I think it's probably going to impress that client. That client's going to see more value in you because that's probably a hoop that you're willing to jump through that maybe your competition is not. So isolate the objection, make sure it's a real objection, and then remember, you're smiling and you're validating the objection, then offer a way around, under, over, or through the objection to the client. Ask the client, Mr. Jones, is that something that if I could get that done, is that something that you'd be interested in? Oftentimes, they're going to say yes. The other way to get a client talking or keep them talking is to ask them, would you mind if I asked you a question? Almost nobody in sales, if they're being sold a product, is going to say no to the question, may I ask you a question? Ask Mr. Jones, can I ask you a question? All right, so the last time you bought a car, I know it was probably not as steep of an investment as this is, but what was the process that you went through then? That's going to give you an opportunity to let Mr. Jones talk. Letting your client do 90% of the talking in the conversation is vital to your success as a sales professional. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'd love to know what you think. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment below if you'd like. Talk to you soon.